Good afternoon, everyone. It's Clarissa here, creator of She Rocks at College as well as Study School. And this past week, I had filmed a video that I posted to my YouTube channel and that I filmed here live on my Facebook page regarding procrastination. What causes procrastination, law of attractions, and what our feelings have to do with procrastination. And as a result of that video that I filmed, I received so many emails from college students stating that they had a feeling that the way that they felt about their college experience, the way that they felt about their homework, the way that they felt about their classes was affecting their ability to be able to do well in their classes and to take action and stop procrastinating, but they didn't know how to start changing their thoughts, get out of the negative mindset and move into a more positive mindset where they would actually want to engage in things like studying and reading their books and preparing for exams and writing papers. And one of the things that I have really been diving into and that I have personally been obsessed with, it's the way that I've lived my life for the past 5 to 6 years, is that I follow the law of attraction, which is the universal principle that things of like nature attract things of like nature, or things of like vibration attract things of like vibration. So the better it gets, the better it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets, because depending on where you are vibrationally, that's what you're going to attract into your life. And the way that we feel vibration or energy is through our emotions as humans. And one of the things that I have found to be absolutely true is that when you're trying to effort your way to success or effort your way to good grades, or thinking that just hard work, like blunt hard work, is going to get you the grades that you want, that's usually when you fail. And the reason for that is because in the act of you working so freaking hard to try to get an A, to try to pass an exam, what you're really thinking about is not failing. And so what your thoughts are not on the A and not on the passing, but your thoughts are really aligned with the thought of failure. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to get an F. I don't want to do bad in this exam. So really what you're attracting into your life is failure, is not passing, are those lower grades, because that's really where your attention is. Whenever you think a thought, whenever you think about a desire, there's really two facets to that desire or to that thought. On the one hand, it's the wanting of that thing. And on the other hand, it's the lack of that thing. So you have to be really careful when you're thinking about something that you desire or that you want, that your attention is on the having of that thing and not on, I don't have that thing yet. And so what I want to talk about today is a process called the focus wheel process that will help you to start changing your negative mindset, changing your negative thoughts to those of more positive aspects that will allow you to receive inspired action, because you are now in alignment with the action that will actually get you the A. If you're not with me here, if I'm kind of losing you, I'm going to be doing a video all about the very basics of law of attraction and how you can use it as a student to start changing the way that you experience college. Because what I am learning and what I have been learning over the past 2 years that I've been working with students directly is that I can give students all of the tools in the world. I can tell them exactly how to plan out their day. I can tell them exactly how to study for their exam. I can tell them exactly how to write notes, exactly how to read their book, exactly how to write their paper, exactly what to say to their professor. But still, I'm noticing that students aren't taking the action, aren't able to get themselves to do the things, even though there is literally a recipe right in front of them. And the only reason why they're not following through is because they have not gotten past the barrier of their mind, of their thoughts. They're living in this negative atmosphere where nothing is working out for them, where everything is hard, where nothing comes easy. And so because of the fact that they're living in that energy space, that negativity, that nothing's going to work out for me, I'm a failure, I don't know what I'm doing, nothing ever works out, this is so hard, everyone's against me, they are unable to receive the inspired action that source, God, the universe, whatever you call your higher being, is trying to bring into your world to help you. Because of that, you're literally blocking the very thing that is going to get you what it is that you want. And my focus right now is in helping students get past that, to get them into a place where they don't have to work so hard, where they realize that everything is always working out in their favor, and all they have to do is step into the place of allowing all of this stuff to flow into them and help them with their study skills, college, and life in general. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally read this focus wheel process straight out of the book called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desire. And I am then going to show you an example of how you can use this as a student. I'm going to use the example that's in this particular chapter, which I believe is all about weight loss. But if you are wondering how to apply it to your studies, I'm also going to give you an example of how you can do this with whatever it is that you're struggling with as a student. So this chapter is called Process Number 17. The focus wheel process. So when should you use this process? You should use this process when you realize that your current vibrational point of attraction, meaning your current emotional level, is not where you want it to be. When you are aware that you are feeling negative emotions about something that is important to you, and you want to find a way of feeling positive emotion instead when you think of it. When something has happened that is not to your liking, and you want to think about it while it is on your mind and change your point of attraction so that it does not happen again. Or when you are reaching for a feeling of relief or a feeling of betterness. So again, I keep saying this, and I've been saying this in every video, every audio, everything that I've been talking about lately. Everything that you want, everything that you desire, every goal that you set, everything that you're trying to achieve, the only reason why you're trying to achieve it, the only reason why you set it as a goal, the only reason why you desire it, why you want it, why you need it, is because you believe that in the having of it, you will feel better. I'm going to say that again. The only reason why you desire anything, the only reason why you want anything, the only reason why you set goals, why you set achievements, why you set different set points in your life is because you believe that in the having of it, in the achieving of it, in the finally accomplishing it, you will feel better. So really what you're seeking is the feeling of feeling good, of feeling relief, of feeling amazing, of feeling wonderful, powerful. You're seeking a feeling, you're not actually seeking the thing. So if we can teach you how to already have those feelings without necessarily having the thing, then the thing has to come. Because if we're following the law of attraction, which says things that are like each other are attracted to each other, if you're in a feeling place of feeling good, feeling amazing, then whatever you're achieving has to come. Because it's in the same vibrational field as what you're feeling. And so, let's move on to this chapter. Through exposure to life experiences, people often arrive at beliefs that hold them in a vibrational pattern that disallows the receiving of something they desire. And even though those beliefs are not serving them, many people defend their continual return to those unpleasant facts, arguing, well, they're true. We want to remind you, and we were referring to here a higher consciousness who is writing this book, We want to remind you that the only reason anything has manifested into a physical, tangible, definable truth is because someone has given enough attention to it to make it so. Meaning, someone has thought the thought often enough that now it is a belief, that now it is their truth. Doesn't mean that it's actual truth, but they have said it and thought it and believed it to now be their truth. But just because someone else has managed to create their truth, it does not mean that it has any relationship to you or to what you will create. In your attempt to document the facts and events of your time, you often, without knowing you're doing it, hold yourself in patterns of vibrations that make it certain that you will confirm the truth with your own life experiences, meaning that you start collecting facts, you start reacting to the circumstances that are currently in front of you. And because you're putting so much focus and so much attention to it, you actually create the reality. You create the actions that show up in your life and therefore then confirm that that must be true. But the only reason why it's true is because you thought it often enough that you've literally attracted it to you, because your mind wants to prove to itself that it's actually right. So this is not because it's an undeniable truth that you are witnessing, but it is because in your attention to it, you have achieved vibrational harmony with it. So the law of attraction brings a matching experience to you. So if you think that you're dumb, if you think that you're going to fail, the universe, God, source, whatever, will go out of its way to prove to you that your thought is actually true. And then that becomes your reality and you start actually believing that you're dumb because everything that you're experiencing is confirming it. But the only reason why it's coming to you is because of the law of attraction, because anything you put attention on, you're going to attract to yourself. Sometimes someone will say to us, "But Abraham, I cannot ignore this, for it's true." And we say, it is only true because someone has made it true by giving their attention to it. You see, what you are actually saying here is, because someone else has given attention to this and therefore, by the law of attraction, invited it into their own experience, I think I'll do the same. In other words, even though I don't want it, I'm obliged to create it in my own reality because someone else did. There are many things that are true that you do desire, and there are many things that are true that you do not desire. It is our encouragement that you give your attention to the things that you do desire and make those wonderful things the truth of your life experience. Most people, however, have not deliberately guided their thoughts to those things that feel good. And so, without knowing they're doing it, they develop patterns of thoughts that they now continue to repeat. And all a belief is a thought that you keep on thinking. So if you believe something about yourself, it's because you've thought that thought so much, you've heard it so much in your life that it is now your truth. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it is true. Hope you're following me. Of course, some of your patterns of thought are extremely beneficial to you. Others are not. And so, this focus wheel process, or this assignment, this exercise that you can do, is designed to assist you in changing your vibrational patterns on those specific subjects that are not beneficial to you. It is a process whereby you can literally practice your thoughts into a better feeling and therefore into a better point of attraction. We recommend that you spend 15 or 20 minutes with this process anytime you feel strong negative emotions about something that has happened or whatever you wish to improve your feeling of clarity. So anytime you feel any negative emotion about a situation, something that happened in the past, something that's currently happening, something that you're about to take action on, you want to use this process, this activity. Your heightened negative emotion is always highlighting a good opportunity to shift your energy on a subject, because something that you have been living has brought it to a particular focus position. And so now, as you apply the focus wheel process to it, you will be able to feel an improvement that you achieve in a more empathetic way. We recommend using this focus wheel process in any moment where you are keenly aware of something that you do not want. This is a process where you make a general statement that matches your desire. In other words, you're reaching for a vibrational match. And how do you know when you found a vibrational match? Because you feel a sense of relief. In other words, the statement soothes you. The statement just feels a little bit better. The thought feels a little bit better. The thought feels like a little bit more relief. And once you find it, if you can focus there for a little bit, even amplify it or exaggerate it or remember something related to it, that is to say, if you can manage once you find that gentle, comforting statement to stay there for at least 17 seconds so that you allow another thought to join it, it will then give impetus to your newly stated belief. So now I'm going to give you an example of this focus wheel process. But before I get there, let me explain what this is saying. Again, the law of attraction states that you will attract anything that is like. Okay, so it's like attracts like. So negative thoughts will attract more negative thoughts. Positive thoughts will attract more positive thoughts. And all it takes is for you to think of something for 17 seconds before another thought of the same nature, whether it's negative or positive, to match it up. So if you start thinking, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'll never be this, just notice. Okay, just notice how as soon as you say something or think something along the same lines will match up. I'm stupid, so then you think, I can't do this, and this is hard, and I don't want to do this, I'm going to fail out of college. All of these negative thoughts start piling up on each other simply by placing your attention on one thought for 17 seconds. So what we're trying to do is use that same law of attraction that's attracting those negative thoughts to a more positive thought. And I'm going to walk you through an example of how you begin to do this using this focus wheel process. So here's how to begin the focus wheel process. Okay, take out a pen and some paper. On the piece of paper, you're going to draw a circle. Okay, so it has to be big enough, a circle that's big enough that you can draw another circle on the inside of it. Okay, so once you have your one circle, you're going to draw a smaller circle about 2 inches in diameter in the center of that big circle that you just drew. So you should have 2 circles, one circle within another circle. Now what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and turn your attention to whatever has happened. So maybe you failed an exam, maybe you got a paper back and you didn't get the grade that you wanted on it, or maybe you have 5 chapters that you need to read within the next 7 days. Think about something that has produced a negative emotion within you, okay? Identify exactly what it is that you do not want. So maybe it is that you don't want the grade that you got on the exam. Maybe it is that you don't want to have to go through the reading. Maybe it is that you don't want to have to struggle so hard to get a homework assignment or to complete a math problem. Just focus on what you don't want, okay? Once you realize what you don't want, now you need to think about what you do want. But the catch here is that you cannot make it specific, okay? Because once you introduce specificity into the thought, your mind will start to say, well, that's impossible. Well, that's hard. And start introducing negative things. So if you got an F on a paper, and you start thinking, well, what I want, I don't want the F, what I want is an A, you know that the A is impossible. You already got the grade. So you're already going to start thinking about how impossible it is, which is a negative thought. So what we want to do is think about something that we do want that is general. What is an example of that? I want to do better on my next paper. I want to be able to figure this out. figure out how to succeed, figure out how to study. I want to learn how to be a good student. Those are general statements as opposed to I want to be a 4.0 student or I want a student who only gets A's. Okay, see the difference there? One is very specific while the other one is general. And which one feels better? I want to be an A student who only gets A's. And right now you're standing in a place where you've never gotten an A before, right? Versus I want to get better grades. I want to start improving my grades. Those general statements feel so much better than the specific ones. Okay? There's no resistance against those general statements, while there is resistance against the A because you've never gotten one before. So for example, if you feel fat, a general statement could be, I want to feel slender. If you feel poor, a general statement would be, I want to feel prosperous. If you feel unloved, a general statement would be, oh, I want to feel loved. If you feel ill, I want to feel well, versus I don't want cancer, or versus I want a boyfriend who is 5'5" and gorgeous and his name is Bob. See difference in the specificity there? Once you've identified what you want and you've made it general, next you're going to try to write statements around the outside edge of the large circle that match what it is that you do want. When you find a statement that is a close enough match to what you want, you'll know it. And you'll know it because the statement itself will make you feel better. If it doesn't match, you will feel like you're off in the bushes. You'll feel like, oh, that's impossible. Oh, that doesn't feel good. I don't know how I can do that. You'll feel negativity. So you know when you've gotten a statement that is close to what you want, when you feel good when you write it down. The reason that the focus wheel process is so effective is because the statements that you are writing are those that you have deliberately chosen. They are general statements that you already believe. And the reason it works is because the law of attraction is so very powerful that when you hold a thought for as little as 17 seconds, another thought like it will join it. And as those thoughts come together, there is a combustion that occurs that makes your thoughts even more powerful. Whenever you make a general statement, you are more likely to be pure in your thought than when you make a specific statement. So the power of the focus wheel is that you are making general statements that you already believe. And as you hold each of them for 17 seconds or so, it gives you an opportunity to offer a pure vibration that is more and more specific to your desire. So let's say that you're preparing to do this process and you know that your intention is to eventually write, right? So your goal is to eventually be able to say the following about yourself. I feel good about my body, or I feel good about my grades. But if you begin there, if that is the first thing that you write down, the energy doesn't line up because right now you don't feel like a good student. And so you'll automatically introduce resistance and negative thoughts. It's just going to make you aggravated because you're aware that you right now don't feel like a good student. So the statement was too specific. So in other words, it's sort of like trying to jump on a train that is going too fast and all you do is just bounce back off of it. Can you imagine trying to get on a merry-go-round that is going too fast? You cannot quite get on yet, but if it slows down, you can, and then it can speed up. It doesn't matter because you're on it. And that's where we want to get you with your thoughts. Okay? So, let's start giving you some examples. starting with the example of weight loss, okay? Actually, I'm going to give you an example of how to have better thoughts around your grades. So let's say the first thought that we have is, I can learn to be a good student. Does that feel good or does that feel bad? Is that a positive feeling or is that a negative feeling? Is there hope in that feeling or is there negativity around that feeling, right? We're searching for feelings that make us feel good, that make us feel better. I'm going to get an A on my next exam. That doesn't feel possible to me. That doesn't feel good. I don't want to write that down because that automatically gives me a negative feeling. But a better feeling thought would be, I don't have to figure it out today. It's going to be so fun when I finally learn how to be a good student. I can't wait to learn how to study. I can't wait to figure out how to read this book so I'm spending less time doing it. New ideas of how to become a better student will come to me. I'll be placed in situations and in front of people that will help me learn how to become a better student. I like being able to take control of my own experience. I like it when I get good grades. I'm looking forward to making the changes that'll help me get better grades. I feel good about learning. I'm excited about learning all these skills. I'm excited about what it's going to be like, how I'm going to have that relationship with my professor once I have these better grades. I'm looking forward to all of the possibilities that are going to open up for me. I'm looking forward to learning how to read, learning how to take notes, learning how to study and how to prepare for exams. I'm looking forward to showing up prepared. I've gotten good grades before. I've done this before. Once you can get yourself in a place where you're starting to feel good in the moment, that is when you've reached alignment, and that is when you'll receive inspired action. That is when you will jump up with the urge to want to read your book. That is when you will get this urge suddenly to Google something that lands you on a blog or on a YouTube video or on a website that teaches you exactly how to plan your schedule for that week, or how to study for that exam, or how to solve that math problem. But you can't allow that inspired action to come to you if you're in a negative space, because the inspired action comes from a space of positivity. And if you are in a negative space, by the law of attraction, all you're going to attract to yourself is negativity. So again, what we're focusing on is starting to change your thoughts, because thoughts create feelings. Feelings produce action, and action is what produces results. So we have to start changing your thoughts, and the focus wheel process is one of those spaces, one of those exercises, one of those activities that you can do to place yourself in a better feeling place. And what I'm going to be doing in the comments below this audio is I'm going to be sharing with you a focus wheel process, how it looks like, so that you know what to do to start placing yourself in a higher vibe, in a place of positivity, in a place where you feel inspired to take action on the things that you need to do as a student. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an incredible Wednesday.